Hiza, my name is Tobias, and today we're going to be checking out Knock Knock by BOYNEXTDOOR. Just a quick note, I'm sick, so don't expect, high note singing. I loved I Feel Good that they released last year. It's one of my favorite songs. I unfortunately had to go through some treatment, so I didn't even get to dive into that album. And I didn't even get to dive into BOYNEXTDOOR. And here I see that they just released a song. I didn't even know it was coming. So I'm like, now I get the chance again. And if this sounds even remotely similar, they've won my heart. That song, the feel goodness of that song, the geniusosity or whatever, great. Great song. We're going to listen to the song once. We're going to read the lyrics, decipher them, also get to know the members a little bit, and then we'll rewatch the video. Do I know what this is going to sound like? No, but why the hell is there a mouse in the music video? Okay. Oh, I love the cat. Oh, this is very different. Came all the way to bust down, walking to your zone. RSVP, RSVP. 뜬금없이 대문 나까지. 손을 넘어가려 해, we gon' get in again. 똑똑, 1, 2, 3, we about to blow. Yo, snap, snap, 눈코 뗄 새 없이. Oh, and before we continue, sorry, Dok Dok is Korean for knock knock. I'm not pulling up the lyrics on purpose because otherwise I'd just be reading the whole time. I just want to get the flow of the song. Who's that guy? He sounds kind of dope. And whoever is singing in that first verse, that was the chorus. Interesting to start with the chorus. I mean, I feel good did the same. I like his voice. Yo, snap, snap, 눈코 뗄 새 없이 stucking. Clap back, 우린 반응해줘 섞이. Stack, high key를 맞춰내는 높이. 연락 맛살 into the sky, we are lucky. Falling up high, much blind, you gon' see. 좁은 틈 사이, but I'm out for the sheet. Tripping that bass, 내 stunts, not cheese. So call us. I love his voice. Dope, BND, coming at your door. 1, 2, 3, we about to blow. Dope, got the reach, we are my dope. Came all the way to best down, walking through your zone. RSVP. 뜬금없이 니 대문 앞까지. 손을 넘어가려 해, we gon' get it knockin' in. We gon' knock, dope. 나 화면으로 wire pulling up. 눈 감고 쉬쉬 싹다 매려놓. 나 쓰는 손악을 다 찌르면 Control C, feel like that, I don't see them all going. Rolling up high, much blind, you will see. Okay. Oh, I love how it gets brighter. BND coming at your door. 1, 2, 3, we about to blow. Got the wish, we are my control. Came all the way to bust down, walk into your zone. RSVP. 뜬금없이 니 대문 앞까지. 손을 넘어가려 해, we gon' get it knockin' in. We gon' knock, knock, we gon' knock, let's go. We kings of all time who say who, why, how, 99, we came outside. Hey, no shout, the action, no doubt. These our block, so block. Oh, I'm loving the outro. What? Okay. First impressions. It's not my type of song. And if you're new to my channel, just because it's not my type of song doesn't mean that the song is bad. I actually think the song could grow tremendously on me, but I am probably more in the genre of I Feel Good. I thought it was unique. This sounds very similar to what a lot of other groups are doing sound-wise. I'm interested to see how my listening experience is going to be after I read the lyrics. My understanding, right, is knock knock is a polite way of saying, it's a warning, right? I'm gonna enter this door. I heard that in the chorus they say RSVP, and maybe they're saying, we don't even need an RSVP, we don't even need to knock, like we're gonna come with no warning. Or they might be saying, oh, we're gonna come with a, like you have a warning. that we're gonna come, and when we come, we're gonna, you know, give it all we can, which is also a very common lyrical theme, it seems, recently. I don't know anything about this group, so I don't know if I Feel Good was the outlier, but sonically, this is very different. And I think something that I struggle with newer groups is that the sounds change a lot, but an identity of a group is really important. And I'm not saying that, I don't know if this is the type of music that they usually make and I Feel Good was the outlier or vice versa. But I think when you have such drastically different sounds, it becomes very hard to satisfy your fan base, right? You see it with a lot of groups, and I am like on the other side where I don't know if this is like my cup of tea. But you know what? Let's check out the lyrics and see if I'm gonna change my mind. I will say, they can sing like you can hear the raspiness in their voices. Like I want to hear them sing because they sing so goddamn good. Okay, so Jason says, knock, 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 B&D, I'm assuming that's Boy Next Door, coming at your door, knock, 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 1, 2, 3, we about to blow. So they are giving warning signs to whoever they're talking to. Knock, 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 got that Riz dangerously again, came all the way to bust down, walk into your zone. Unak then says, RSVP, RSVP, out of nowhere, right up to your front gate. So I am kind of right in my interpretation of the RSVP, right? Because he's saying we are responding to nothing, right? Like we didn't get an invitation to show up. We're just gonna show up right at your front gate, right in front of you, right in your private safety zone, and we're gonna blow you away. Lihan then says, trying to step over the threshold, we gonna get it knocking here. Knock, 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 1, 2, 3, we about to blow. So something that I did, because I was reading through this, and this is the chorus, and I felt like there was more to it, right? And knock, knock is the English phrase of, to knock on someone's door, but it's saying it 3 times, and the title of the song is also 3 times. So I looked up what knock, knock, knock means in Korean, and apparently it's an idiom. And the idiom in Korean culture carries the idiom of announcing your presence so powerfully, people have no choice but to open up. And with that education or that knowledge in mind, right, the knock, knock, knock becomes very different from it, not different, but more powerful than what I would have understood and interpreted as if it was just English, right? Because knock, knock is a warning for a lot of us, right? They're going to come to us with their presence, with their art, with their artistry, and they're going to do it so powerfully that we cannot even look away. And I'm looking at 3 things here, right? Came all the way to bust down, walk into your zone, RSVP, RSVP. Are we the one RSVPing to them, or are they the ones RSVPing to us? Because if they're coming out of nowhere, we are the one RSVPing, so they're turning that around. But then also, trying to step over the threshold, we gonna get it knocking here. I like it. Like, I'm thinking of a fence, right? A wall, and we see it in the music video, right? Like, there's this plain background and then a wall, and they, like, run towards the wall, right? Like, they're trying to push the boundaries. They're trying to surpass the boundaries, and they're going to keep moving forward until they get that, right? Blow is also destructive, right? Almost like dynamite. So they're not only going to move forward, but they're going to destroy the threshold. They're gonna exceed expectations. So it's very powerful. It's very confident, is how I'm interpreting this. And I like the verses and the pre-choruses are sung by one member. So the first verse is spoken by Taesun. Yo, snap, snap, stalking nonstop without a moment to spare. Clap back, we respond swiftly. Stack high, matching heights to my eye level. Yeah, locked my sight into the sky. We ain't low key. I like it. There's so much to decipher here. Locked my sight into the sky, right? He's set on his goals. Their goals are so high, and it goes back to the chorus of the threshold, right? That their focus is on great achievements. It's not on this, low-key haterism that might exist on the ground. I like it. And I'm reading through it again, right? Yo, snap, snap. Like we're moving forward, stalking nonstop without a moment to spare. I'm assuming they're the ones being stalked by the media, by their fans, by haters, by whoever is stalking at them, right? And he is saying when they receive criticism, they clap back swiftly. Swiftly means, right, with no hesitation, agile, like being able to do it really fast. So they're saying they have acumen, right? ACUMEN is how I'm understanding, right? The ability to really respond because you hold the knowledge and the confidence to know that if someone points out a criticism of you, oh, well, I'm going to prove you wrong, and we have the skills and knowledge to prove you wrong, right? Stack height, matching heights to my eye level. Yeah, locked my sight into the sky. We already talked about the other thing, but I also think they're saying our stakes are high. We're not going to lower our stakes to, be on par with other groups or other people. Like, we're going to maintain these high goals, these high projects that we want to accomplish, because that's where our goals are. We're not going to lower our standards because no one fits within the realm of our standards. Whether it's about a person or, I mean, I'm obviously interpreting this from like a musical aspect, but I guess it could also be from a love perspective, the second part of the verse. So in the pre-chorus, Lee Han says, scrolling up high like blind you're gonna see, blind you're gonna see. Look through the narrow gap like you're keeping watch. Dripping my business is simple, so countless dollars I'm not envious. So what are we saying here? Scrolling up high like blind you're gonna see. Look through the narrow gap like keep watching. So to me, now we're in like the digital realm of things, right? Scrolling in your algorithm, TikTok, Instagram, whatever app you're doing, right? And this to me is the perspective, it could be the perspective of a fan, but like blind to me tells you that you might be blocking them, you might be trying not to access their content, but you're still going to see it, right? So they're saying you might not like us, you might not know us, but you're still going to see us. You have no choice. And it goes back to the chorus in the first verse, right? Like they're going to make their presence known even with no warning, even without the knocking, or maybe with the knocking, because that's going to be so powerful. I think lock through the narrow gap. I think of that fence again, but in a different way. Like a fence, right? You're kind of hiding and peeking. It's what haters do, right? Haters gonna hate, as Taylor Swift famously said. But right, they're trying to get all the information about what you're doing so they can use that to fuel more hate. But it also create this contrast, right, of they're on the outside of the fence and the members of Boy Next Door is on the inside, right? It creates this almost dichotomy of the inside versus the outside. And the outside, right, is has very negative attributions to them. Now, dripping my business is simple. Y'all, I'm old. Dripping my business is simple. So dripping to me, how I'm understanding it, and there might be some Gen Z language that I need to be explained, but to me, dripping is like overflowing of something, right? Like someone could be dripping in charisma, and the imagery that I have is, a glass filled with charisma, and they have so much charisma that it's exuding out of the glass, right? And they talked in the first verse about them having a lot of riz, them having a lot of charisma, they having a lot of these very positive, confident skills. So if I put that in there, right? So they're saying we're dripping, we have this riz, we have this confidence, we have this charisma, but their business is simple. And how I'm understanding it, it's another paradox or it's another dichotomy, because when someone's stripping, I kind of envision someone that puts in a lot of complicated work, right? Think of Taylor Swift. Whether you like her or not, she's dripping with success. And it has taken her 20 years to figure that out, right? And she's very famously, a few weeks ago, said, the only thing that I do is write my songs from the perspective of me. I don't have a complicated formula. In fact, I'll give you the formula, but you can't replicate it because it's simple. So maybe they're saying the same thing, right? Like what they're doing, the reason they have charisma, the reason that they have riz is not this complicated formula that has required years of training. It's just organic to them. They just do whatever that they do, maybe. And then, so countless dollars, I'm not envious. Maybe their goals that we talked about in the first verse is not about wealth in like money and material. Maybe it's something, I'm hoping it's more personable, right? Like they're surrounding themselves with each other, with a community, with love and kindness, yada, yada, yada. And that's why they're not really impacted by other people who have more wealth than them, right? Because at the end of the day, right, countless dollars. when it becomes countless, you can't really be happy. So maybe they're also saying, right, like, we're not envious of this wealth that's around us. And sure, if you measure it in who has the most money, we're not the most successful. But we don't really care because we're happy. Okay, so in the second verse, Jaehyun says, knock no criminal, wild pulling up. Eyes closed, hush, hush, pushing it all in completely. No synonym if you want to judge good and evil. Control C and V like that. I don't see them all gone. Okay, so a lot is happening here too, and I'm not picking it up. So let's just start from the top right. Knock. There's not 3 knocks here. There's only 1. So that must mean something. Maybe it's like a cleaner. Like I'm thinking like 1 knock versus like 1 is a lot more present, a lot more dominant, a lot more neat and clean. No criminal, wild pulling up. I might need some help on that one. But eyes closed, hush, hush, pushing it all in completely. Eyes closed, I always think about, right, not overthinking it, right? And it goes back to the first verse, right? Like eyes closed also means that they can do it in their sleep. Like they're very confident about it. But I think it's more falling into, right, like we're going to do this without thinking about what other people might do. Right, pushing it all in completely, like they're gonna go all in. They're 100%. No synonym if you want to judge good or evil. Control C and V like that. I don't see them all. Are they kind of referencing like an echo chamber? That they're saying like there is really no way to describe when you put morality, whether it's good or whether it's bad morality to us, because when people do it online, right, it's you get a thought, an idea from someone else on the internet, and then you duplicate it because you're like, oh my god, yes, Boy Next Door is awful. Yeah, they're awful, and then you just keep going. And they're saying, we don't really care, because they know that it's this copy and paste, right? Control C is copy, Control V is paste. So maybe that's what these 2 lines are going. But I think it goes back to what the whole song has been about, right? We're going to do things despite people judging us for it. Okay, so in the interlude, Rio says, who's there? And then Jaehyun says, who's there, but they're saying it, I believe the first one is Chinese and the second one is Japanese. And then Rio is saying, we're king of the jungle, say. What the hell is the jungle? I mean, it's clearly a play on jungle. And C, the only 2 things I'm thinking about is Gen Z or a zebra. And it's not a zebra, so maybe we're talking about like we're king of the Gen Z jungle, but they're merging that to maybe specify that they're not taking over the whole world, but they're taking over this generation that they're finding themselves in as a 5th gen group. Maybe that's what we're doing, or maybe jungle means something that I just am too old to know. And then in the outro, everyone says who, why, how, 1999, we came outside, no genre, the action, no doubt. This is our block, don't block your home, knock, knock, knock. So what I'm seeing on Spotify here is that they have an album, like an EP called How, 1999, no genre, the action, no doubt. So these might be all plays on like their albums, and maybe it's like a way to showcase their discography thus far. I do like the last sentence, right? This is our block, boy next door, right? You're already thinking about a block, you're thinking about a neighborhood. Don't block your home, right? Don't make your space inaccessible to us. Welcome us in. And then they do that final warning, that powerful warning, knock, knock, knock. So that took a long time for me to decipher the lyrics. I don't know if I got it right, but I do appreciate the song a little bit more now. And I wonder how it's gonna feel like now listening to it again. So let's take a look. BND coming at your door. 1, 2, 3, we about to blow. Got the reach, we are market. I love how they say down, walk into your zone. RSVP, RSVP. 1, 2, 3, we about to blow. Snap, snap, no clap back, 우린 반응해줘 썩기. Stack, high key를 맞춰내는 높이. I love how he goes higher at the end of every single sentence. It sounds so damn good. Oh. I love his voice. Oh,
BND coming at your door. 1, 2, 3, we about to blow. Got the reach, we are mad to go. Came all the way to best down, walking through your zone. RSVP.
and now that I'm hearing Riz again, I actually like it in the context of the song. Because Riz, how I'm understanding it, I'm a little too old for that word, but Riz is natural charisma, right? Natural is like a key concept of that. And throughout the song after this, right, they weave in sort of this organic talent or this natural vibe. Like they in the second verse when they talk about their business being simple, right? Like it's not a complicated formula. They just happen to have the riz, the charisma to do it. So I like the word, even though sometimes it can be a little cringe. I think in this context it actually sounds pretty good. Oh, I love his voice.
We're gonna knock,
He sounds great. My favorite part of the music video, right? Going from this dark, turning around, getting lighter, and in the context of the lyrics, it's also great. Okay, so the lyrics are translated different here. And just an FYI, I translate my lyrics outside of Genius and everywhere else just because you know, they do it differently too. So it's also nice to see the contrast because what they're saying creates a little bit of a different meaning, but still holds the overall meaning of the song.
2, 3, we about to blow. Got the reach, we are not to go. Came all the way to bust down, walk into your zone. RSVP.
What?
We gon' knock, knock. We gon' knock, let's go.
Shisha. I like that outro a lot more this time around, especially knowing the context. I liked it. I think I've shared my opinion of the song and what I feel about it. I think it's a great song. I think like the one thing that I'm like struggling with a little bit is that their entertainment company is being very similar in a lot of their sounds coming from all of their groups. So it's a little hard for me sometimes because I think what I really liked about I Feel Good was that it was so refreshing, so like something I'd not heard in a really long time. And I loved that about this. This one to me, I'm not left with the same impact. Doesn't mean that the song is not great. And I don't want you to, you know, be watching this and say, oh my God, you're hating. This is just my opinion on it. I think the song is great. I think the lyrics is great. I do also like one thing that I struggle with sometimes is when newer groups act really confident because I love it. But I am someone that really appreciate vulnerability. Like take SB19 as an example. You did not see SB19 being this vocal about their journey until they had actually made it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about the song. And this came out of nowhere, right? No one knew this was coming. At least I didn't know this was coming. So let me know what your thought. Is this maybe your cup of tea? Do their music sound more similar to this? I was planning to check them out more, so I kind of still want to. I want to especially check out the I Feel Good album. That song, one of my most played songs of last year, so it's also one of the first songs I checked out on my channel last year. But I'll see you soon. Bye.